I have probably the most credit card debt out of anybody else on this app.
Hey, I'm Lucas. I'm $100,000 in debt.
Most people panic when they owe 10 grand on a credit card. Today we're looking at people who are way past the panic stage. It's not all car loans today, but it's still debt, interest, and payments that were never going to work.
I have probably the most credit card debt out of anybody else on this app, and it is because I am addicted to spending money. It does not matter if I have the money or not, I'm going to spend it. As soon as it hits my bank account, it's gone. As soon as it hits my savings account, it's gone. As soon as I have money available on a credit card, it's gone. I spend and I spend and I spend and I spend and I spend, and I go to the store and I'm like, oh, I need that. Oh, I need that. Oh, I want this. Oh, I want that. Oh, my kids want that. Oh, my kids need this. And it's just, my mind spirals out of control until the damage has just been done. And
I don't like when people say they're addicted to spending. It's almost like they want a diagnosis of why they spend, an explanation that passes the blame. That way the problem sounds like it happened to them, not something they kept choosing. For most people, I think it just comes down to discipline.
it's just led to a lot of problems in my life. And so I have a total of $80,000 in credit card debt because of this. I was recently diagnosed with bipolar disorder, so it kind of all makes sense now, but it is something that I am struggling with, and I'm sharing my struggles on the internet. I'm sharing my struggles, I'm sharing my wins, I'm sharing my hard days, I'm sharing my good days. So if that's something that you're interested in following along with, then make sure you hit the follow button, because I am working hard to pay this debt off, but I'm working hard on my mental health first.
I come across so many videos where that's the explanation. And it might be true for her. It could be a mental health issue. If that's the case, I do hope she gets help. But there are a lot of quack doctors out there that just want to throw a label on the issue. Their solution is a never-ending bottle of prescription medication.
I'm doing Dave Ramsey's worst nightmare, and I'm planning a vacation while I am $23,000 in debt. Because life is for living. I think life is a lot more fun when you have something to look forward to. And also, I'm not going to have PTO forever. I have literally over 100 hours of PTO that I have been banking and saving up. I deserve a vacation. And I want to use that vacation to go explore, to go make memories. So I'm currently planning a trip to the Pacific Northwest, and I'm fucking stoked about it. A lot of people might think that's irresponsible, like, oh, you should really be putting that money towards debt. And like, yeah, I could be putting that money towards debt. You're right. I should maybe put that money towards debt.
When I had debt, vacation is something I didn't do. I would work through it and use the money to catch up on bills, or just leave it in my account. It almost felt like a bonus. I understand wanting to enjoy life, and I understand the whole making memories argument. Making memories is great. But when you have a pile of debt like she does, one of those memories will be regret and wishing you didn't spend money on something you didn't need.
The reality is I haven't taken a vacation in over a year, and my job ends in a year, and I think this will be the last vacation I take before my job ends. So at this point, saying fuck it, I'm taking a 9-day vacation. I'm using my PTO that I've earned and deserve. I'm taking a Pacific Northwest road trip. I'm going to explore all that nature has to offer out there because I want to. Granola girl summer, here I come, right? I'm excited. And then when I get back, we'll then lock the fuck in and start paying off debt. Life is for living, okay? If I literally die tomorrow, I want to have memories. I don't give a fuck about my debt. I give a fuck about the life that I made, the laughter that I created with the people that I love. That's what I care about.
A year without a vacation isn't a long time, and a vacation doesn't have to cost a lot of money. There are a lot of cheap options. When I had debt, a vacation was the last thing on my mind. A day or two off here and there was enough, because I wanted to pay off the debt and try to get ahead. A vacation would have only slowed down the progress. It made the debt feel even worse when I got back.
I went bankrupt when I was 21 because I was almost $100,000 in debt. Honestly, it was something I needed to do. I needed it to get ahead in life, 110%. I had made some really, really poor financial decisions, and that led to me being almost $100,000 in debt at the age of 21. When I did the bankruptcy, I got rid of all my credit cards, any hospital bills, anything like that, and I was able to keep my car at the time.
Who is giving people so young that much access to credit? I can understand medical bills, things happen, but nobody should have that much access to credit at 21. I don't even have half that now, and I wouldn't want it.
And keep paying it off. The only downside was that once I finished paying that car off, it wouldn't be reported to credit bureaus, and it wouldn't count as like a paid car loan and help my credit. That was one of the only downsides. I also wasn't able to get a credit card again until a year later. It was actually 11 months, but basically a year later. And when I did get that credit card, it was only a $300 limit. But after the bankruptcy, I was financially literate.
At least she kept the limit low, or maybe that's the most she could get. I know you need to work on rebuilding your credit after a bankruptcy, but less than a year after such a massive amount of debt, it seems a bit soon. It's probably not even enough time to fix what caused the problem.
They do make you take a course on financial literacy when you are completing the bankruptcy. So now I am 24 years old. I have a home. I have a brand new car. I have multiple credit cards, and I use them to my advantage because I now know that you can use credit cards to your advantage, and they're not just, ways to get into debt and just drown yourself in debt. No, you can really, get cash back, get points, get free hotels, get free travel. So you just have to be smart about it.
The video makes it sound like she's doing much better. Maybe she is, who knows? But she mentioned new credit cards, a house, a new car. And that's where I start to wonder how much better the situation really is. A home can be a great purchase. I'm not saying buying a house is a problem, but when you add new credit cards and a new car on top of it, that still sounds like a lot of debt. Maybe it's more manageable now, but from the outside, it sounds like she added a lot of payments.
Unfortunately, growing up, I never had anybody to teach me about credit cards and how to use them and what's good and what's not. But because of that course I took, it kind of helped me a little bit. And now we have things like ChatGPT, which can literally break everything down for you. So the point of this video was, if you are drowning in debt and you are considering bankruptcy, just do it. Take it from me. I was like, this is going to be such a big L, whatever. But for my case, I did it and it helped me out and it turned my whole life around.
Just do it. File for bankruptcy. That's not great advice. It's a huge decision and something that needs to be thoroughly thought out. It might be the right option for some people, but acting like it's just paperwork is crazy. That can follow you for years, and it shouldn't be treated like hitting a reset button.
Hey, I'm Lucas. I'm $100,000 in debt, and you're here to watch me pay it all off. So let's go. And I guess for starters, I would say that all of the debt that we're talking about here is credit card debt. Absolutely none of it is student loans or like housing related or anything like that. So here we go. Let me put these numbers into existence for you. Also, please don't judge me. This is vulnerable and embarrassing. Or you can judge me a little bit, but judge me nicely.
I can't even wrap my head around how you get this much credit card debt. Unless maybe you started a business and funded it that way. How would you even keep up with the minimum payments on a balance that high? Those payments alone would be insane. And the worst part is, making the minimum payment barely touches the balance.
Okay, SoFi. 2 SoFi loans. They're financed at 14%. The total is $78,727. Okay, I have 2 balance transfer cards that are both at 0%. One balance is $4,999, and the other is $12,122. Okay, I have a Chase Sapphire Reserve that I've had for many years that I have been so reluctant to give up for many reasons, but my AI financial advisor has advised me that I'm not actually saving any money.
I had no idea people were using AI financial advisors. I could understand using it to analyze the numbers. Maybe it's right this time, but for advice, I wouldn't trust it. There have been quite a few stories in the news of AI just making up things that aren't true. AI hallucinations. I wouldn't be risking my finances because AI gave me an answer that sounded right, but wasn't.
With my travel benefits, but I'm in fact costing myself a lot of money, and they are right. So I will be getting rid of this card, but I still have $2,578 sitting on a Chase Sapphire Reserve. That's the debt that I need to pay off first, since it's probably around 24%. And then I lastly have $3,137 sitting in special assessments, basically money that I owe my HOA. Fortunately, that is getting paid at 0%.
These kind of numbers stress me out, especially a 24% interest rate. Since I've become debt-free, I can't handle seeing a balance. I like seeing zeros when I check my cards. I still use them for almost every purchase, but the balance is paid off almost as soon as it shows up in the account. And that's because I don't ever want to be in a position like this.
Because for some reason, I guess they're just like being nice to me. Okay, so if you total those numbers, please don't, but if you were to, you would get the number $101,563. Let me say that again. That's $101,563,000 total. So I said it. That's the total. That's what we're working with. And that's what we're going to be paying down. Only down from here, I suppose.
The highest amount of debt I had was probably about a third of that. I don't know the exact numbers. That was stressful enough, and it was extremely difficult to pay down. I don't know how you would even tackle $100,000 of debt. I hope he's got an amazing income, because if he doesn't, that debt is going to be around for a very long time.
here I am, 28 years old, and I have $22,000 in credit card debt. That's really vulnerable to share. I have just under $22,000 in debt. I was 18, 19 years old. I had no idea how credit cards worked. I did not know the first thing about them, didn't even know what interest was. And I have been paying for my mistakes for a decade now. Just been piling and piling and piling up shame about the debt.
I've said the same in the past, probably even in videos. I didn't understand how credit cards work, but thinking about it more, I did know. I knew you borrow, I knew they charge interest. It's that simple. What I didn't do was calculate the interest. So it wasn't about not understanding it. It was about not doing the math.
That I have just been hiding from it for so long, but I am so done pretending that it doesn't exist and not doing anything about it. So for the next 12 months, I'm going to work really, really hard and pay off as much of my debt as I possibly can. And I've decided I'm going to bring TikTok along for the journey. I've seen so many people share their journeys and stories about becoming debt-free on TikTok, and those videos have always really inspired me and educated me.
Now, nothing against her or anyone that does this, but the reason most people post about debt online isn't about the journey. At least I don't believe it is. It's about hopefully making money off the situation. And I don't say that as a negative thing. If you can make money off it, that's great. But I don't think I'd call that a journey.
So maybe me being vulnerable and sharing my journey will also do the same thing for someone else. Someone that's maybe feeling exactly like I have been feeling for a decade. Stuck, ashamed, embarrassed, overwhelmed, and maybe that could help them. And I'm all about sharing vulnerably about your struggles in order to ensure that someone else doesn't feel alone. For context, I do have a really wonderful full-time salary job. That job does allow me to pay my monthly minimum payments on my cards.
The great thing about these clips I've noticed from the comments is that it reminds people not to overspend. It helps them stay on budget or start thinking more about the future. And for some, it helps them realize their situation could be a lot worse than it is.
Which is basically just allowing me to tread water and keep me from fully going under the water head first. I also really want to be realistic about my journey. My husband and I still value being able to enjoy our lives together. We want to occasionally go out to dinner with our friends. We both love going to concerts. We want to be able to take trips and travel when we save and plan for it, obviously. We don't want to fully put our life on hold while trying to pay off this debt.
Putting your life on hold to pay off your debt, I think that would be the best move. If she's only making the minimum payments but still spending, that's a problem right there. The extra money that should be going towards debt is going to entertainment. And as long as they're doing that, they won't be getting ahead. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.